All right, intake is out. We decided to move this bar out of the way too so we can access the turb skis. Yeah, man, this is gonna be crazy. I'm actually gonna keep the turbo manifold heat shield off of the car because I'm gonna have it painted black. Look at all that accessibility, man. So easy to get to. So Cademan is doing all the work today on the Pure 800. I'm gonna do my best to stay out of his way and let him do it, but he said 2 hours, not a second longer. So we're gonna hold him to it. Let's see, 8:31? Or no, is it 9:31? It's 9:31. 9:31, this is an hour behind. I'll say we started about 10 minutes ago, but we'll give him a little 10-minute buffer. So we'll start the clock at 9:30. How about that? Can he get this Pure 800 turbo install done by 11:30? Can I be on the dyno by noon? That is the question. Yes. Yeah, wow, okay. He says yes. That's all I need to hear. Keep you guys updated. But as always, guys, if you need anything done, this is the place to come, CES Motorsport. I like coming here because we do things like this. Well, for one, they know what they're doing. We do things like this, and then we can go right over here and do things like that. Tune, dyno, get the car dialed. We will be able to get the 93 pump gas tune done today with Fabian over at Pure Boost. Get some good numbers with that, and then I think we're gonna come back tomorrow and work on the E50 tune. So when you guys buy this Pure 800 or Pure 850, highly recommend that you get the install kit. Comes with all of these like OEM parts that you need, gaskets, seals, lines. It's gonna make your life and their lives much easier when doing the install. In case y'all forgot how beautiful the underside is of this car. Time's crunching, baby. All right, here we are. You can see the wheel in there. Little guy, big guy. Little guy, big guy. So we do have to transfer the wastegate and everything over. Big guy, little guy, big guy. So awesome to see him out of the car. So excited for this. All right, we are officially 1 hour in. Another hour to put her back in. I think he's gonna be able to do it, guys. 2-hour job, which is freaking crazy. But the B58, that is how it be on these cars. So we gotta transfer all the lines over, and then the wastegate. It obviously comes with an inlet and everything. Don't need to worry about that. What do you think? Think you're gonna make it? It's gonna be close. You're just doing the gaskets right now? All right, the new turb skis is in. There she is. Look how pretty she looks. You're doing a great job, bud. Downpipe is in. Oh, she's looking good. Intake in. You got the charge pipe? That worked out? Sweet. Sweet. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it to install a Pure 800 turbo on this car?
1 being what? Easy?
Yeah.
3, 4.
3 or 4.
It's a lot easier with a lift.
Oh yeah, way easier with the lift. You heard it there. So we're gonna let him finish up. This is pretty much done, and we're gonna go ahead and pull the car over to the dyno. Fabian Pure Boost is going to be remoting in, and we're going to knock out this pump 93 octane tune. We'll come back tomorrow. If we have time today, we'll do the E50 tune, but I think we'll come back tomorrow and do the E50 tune. Also just had a conversation with John up front about doing port injection, and we might switch up the controller. I have the AIS2 controller right now to go into the port, but we're thinking of maybe doing the Motive controller rather than doing the AIS2. Lots of different reasons for that, but we'll discuss it a little bit later once we get into that video. Also, if you guys need any stuff done, dyno tuning, install, Supra, B58, N54, 335, BMW. Make sure you guys check this place out. CES Motorsport. I'll leave the information down below. Huge shout out to these guys. Thank you so much for helping out. But just like that, we are officially Pure 800. So let's get to tuning. All right, just got the new tune file from Fabian over at Pure Boost. We're gonna go ahead and load it up into Flash Custom Map. There it is, Big Whips Pure 800. We're gonna go ahead and write it. And we're done. Super fast. All right, so remember you guys, this is gonna be my pump gas tune. It's not gonna be like the balls to the wall tune. The balls to the wall tune is gonna be tomorrow with E50. That's the tune that I'm really gonna be running on the weekends, and it's gonna have the spice. This one's gonna be a little more tame, 93 octane, pump gas, simple, everyday driving tune. And we'll be able to compare on the computer stock turbo numbers with the Pure 800 numbers.
So we're at 507 and 510 torque. That is straight up 93 Pure 800, peaking at about 24 pounds of boost and 102.5 degree ambient temps in the shop. So that's not bad. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, especially with the temps. Solid numbers on straight 93 and these temps.
That's what I make on
And
E50.
that is the very first pull after installing the Pure 800 with the MHD map that we've been working on with Fabian for the 93 octane and Pure 800. Yeah, I'm really happy with that right now.
For sure.
I mean, to go straight to that after a bolt-on and then right on the dyno is pretty awesome.
This isn't even my fast map. This is like my daily driving. I'm going to Target or Starbucks map. So I'm now making what I was making on the E50 with the stock turbo, I'm now making at pump with the Pure 800. So we can just imagine what's gonna happen when we go to E50 tomorrow. The green numbers that you're seeing here is the stock turbo pump gas tune MHD stage 2 off the shelf map. So you're seeing 445 and 500. 93 custom map with the Pure 800, you're gonna see 506 and 509. So not the biggest jump in torque, but a massive jump in horsepower. And look at the temperatures. 81 degrees that we did the 93 stock turbo run on, and 102 degrees in the shop today. And on the first run, we haven't even made a revision. It's already making, what is that, 60 horsepower? 60 more horsepower, over, which is just crazy. It's just insane. And all we did was swap a turbo and throw the tune on.
Also shows what a larger turbo does, because even though we lost just a little bit of the spool up, you gain it at the top end.
Right.
And if we go over here to about 6,500 RPM, roughly, you're at 420 and 502. So almost a 80 wheel horsepower jump at 6,500 RPM just by swapping the turbo with the exact same fuel.
That is insane.
And literally from about 4,500 on, that's when this car is just going to take off versus the stock turbo. So for customers looking for a nice, good pump gas only tune, this is where the Pure 800 turbo upgrade makes the most sense, because you're literally not losing very much on the low end, which these cars are jumpy to begin with, hitting so hard at the start. That takes a little bit of that away. You're not really losing anything else as far as torque related power, but you're gaining a ton of power up top. And you don't even need to do anything except swap the turbo and do the 93 custom tune for the Pure 800. Usually it takes a few runs to kind of dial it in like this, but we have been working with Fabian on these tunes on a couple other customer cars, and so we already have a good baseline to work with. This is why we get some amazing results right out of the bat.
Things are getting better and better.
Okay.
So this is actually the old E50 tune, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So it says E30, but it was more like a E40,
Yeah.
E50. Now we are officially making. We're at 510 now, so we are officially making more on pump with my Pure 800 than on E50 with my stock turbo, which is crazy, dude.
And again, you can see that number is also max power,
Right.
but at 6,500 RPMs again, you jumped from 445 to 510
Yeah.
wheel horsepower. So that is, again, is the Pure 800 doing the work on the top end.
Yeah.
So once you do E50 with the Pure 800,
Yeah.
you should be able to pick up this torque and then some, plus also raise the top end, which again will outdo the stock turbo by a good margin.
Yeah. So the E50 is going to be the ticket with the Pure 800. That's really going to allow us to make up where we lose some of this torque. But yeah, so as you guys can see, we are now making 510 and 503 on my pump gas daily tune. So when I'm going to get my latte in the morning, I'm making 510 horsepower. Or I'm going to Target, I'm making 510.
You might actually be making more, because it sure as heck it could be 101 degrees.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
7 or 8
this
o'clock
is,
in the
you guys
morning.
got to understand, this is a big, this 101 degree temperatures inside here right now is really, really killing us.
Yeah. And almost 40% humidity. I mean, it's
Yeah,
definitely
it's
not good dyno weather.
no, definitely not. And also, just to note, we're probably around 22 pounds of boost. I know it says 24, but it's a little bit off. So we're probably more, the logs that we saw showed about 22.
Versus the logs, dyno can show about 1 to 2 psi off on its measurements with a boost versus the data logs that we
Okay.
get. So
Cool.
It's good to clarify that.
Really excited to get in here tomorrow and pump out the E50 and see what we're making then. But we do want to take, you know, one day of me taking this out on the road and kind of seeing how it feels, you know, not being on a dyno. That's the second half of this, is really getting out there and driving the car to make sure you can actually drive it on the street.
You know, this is the complaint of a lot of customers when they do get a file on their car. Many times the wide open throttle tuning is spot on because it's done on the dyno and everything's dialed in. But as soon as you get on the street, you can run into issues. These cars are very sensitive with their transmissions. You can get driveline fault codes, this, that, etc. And you know, a lot of the time that we spent is street tuning these cars as well to get these tunes dialed in. So, you know, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that most people don't realize that goes into the making of these tunes in order for them to be so good when we finally flash them onto a customer car. It's good to know that we try our best to do both. And I mean, we're talking sometimes as many as like 19 revisions where we'll take a car, dyno it, put it on the street, do runs, make sure everything checks out before we're 100% sure that this tune is good to go. That's a lot of extra time, a lot of extra labor, but that's what really it takes to do a good, solid tune like that.
So tonight I got to do some testing, some road testing, because part of this is really just to make sure that the car drives well on the street too. Dude, it sounds absolutely insane. Super happy with this, man. Like, really happy with the guys over at MHD and Fabian over at Pure Boost, man. They've done such a good job with these tunes. 2 pulls on the dyno. That was it, and we're dialed in. Jesus. Holy shit.
We're good on fuel. That's actually a good level.
Spicy.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Usually goes up and
then comes back down, yeah. I've noticed that.
Not too concerned about that. That's actually
Probably right about right. It's probably going to be right at just about E30.
yeah, I think so too.
It drops right back down.
Yeah.
All right, so just to update you guys, we've had the car on the dyno the majority of the day, and we've done, I don't know, 10, 11 dyno pulls on this thing. We're generating this E-blend file from nothing, so we're starting the whole process over. The 93 pump file, we kind of already had something set up, but this one is completely from nothing. So we're looking good. I didn't film all the earlier stuff because I wanted us to get to a point where it started getting good, and then I would start filming. Excited to show you guys what we got in store. The proper level of spice. You guys hear how that sounds? Unbelievable. All right, you guys, so 14 pulls later, and we ended up with a final result here. We're gonna show you guys, talk a little bit about it. So just to go over everything, it is the same temps as yesterday, about 100 degrees. Max power, we made 560 to the wheels. Max torque, 622. Boost is around 26 pounds. Super happy with this. It took us pretty much all day going back and forth and really making sure that this tune was good and that we were both happy with it.
Yeah, this is another really good result. Obviously, we had not tuned a Pure 800 with an E-blend yet using Fabian with Pure Boost and the MHD tuning here. That was the goal with this setup, to see exactly how much power the Pure 800 could make on E30 blend. Actually ended up being right about E35, so we're about 4 or 5 points higher than official E30, but again, this ended up being the final result. I think in cooler temps we would have actually see a little bit more power. Sure. It's just really hot and really humid today, mid-August in good old Charlotte, NC, as that's what it's like here. But the end result speaks for itself. This hasn't even been put on the street yet, so we still need to do some street testing, make sure everything feels good. We're not running into driveline malfunction issues or anything else like that. It's fantastic. I mean, getting over 600 wheel torque and, you know, in a mid to high 500s on just a turbo and fueling with no additional port injection or meth injection or anything else is really solid.
So that was the big piece that we were looking for. We're obviously not running meth on this car. He's got his shop Supra and a few others that we've done here that did run meth, so we had that data. That's why we didn't go right into port. We didn't do any meth. We wanted to make sure that we could get a good E-blend tune with just the Pure 800 and kind of have that data for people who are wondering or interested in getting the same package when they come here. They do MHD, they do the Pure 800, they kind of know what to expect.
The end result is exactly what we were hoping to see with this setup, and this is something that we can offer for any customer who wants to come in, wants to bring in a car to do a Pure 800 or possibly even a Pure 850 turbo install, and get one of these custom tunes with MHD platform literally flashed to the car and out the door.
So this is all the work that we had to do to get this done. You know, yesterday we kind of had a tune file already ready for us. Ironed out a little bit to fine tune it with my car, but this one we had to kind of start it from scratch and make it to what it is now. It took all day to get this right. Yeah,
this was about a 6-hour dyno session for people who want to know what goes into creating a custom tune like this, basically from scratch when we don't have anything to go by. Like he was saying, we already had the data for the 93 Pure 800 and we were able to work off that, and literally within 2 pulls the car was done yesterday. So once we have these tunes developed with you know, Fabian at Pure Boost, the MHD guys who work with us, and have to give a big shout out to them again. Thank you so much for everything that you do, because you know, Fabian, it's 6 hours ahead here. We're already, what time is it, like 4 o'clock?
Yeah, it's already 4 o'clock.
So you know, they're working hard to produce these for us. and then we can in turn offer these to other customers who are interested.
Yeah,
and it's just awesome stuff.
So we got two really good files now. I have a really good pump gas tune file. I have a really good E-blend file. And I'm just going to switch back and forth between these two tunes. And that's really all I need for the style of driving that I do. However, we're going to go port now.
There's always more.
There's always more. So those of you, I know there's going to be some people in the comments talking about axles and stuff. We actually just ordered our axles. So we're going to have built axles in both the shop Supra and my Supra. He actually just threw the Pure 800 into his car while we were doing all this. So now he's going to be right up there with me.
Yeah, and that was actually one of the things I wanted to touch on too. So for customers who still want to stick with stock turbo, the stock turbo tune that we had on the E50 blend plus the meth injection was very close to these numbers that we're producing with the Pure 800 on E35, E30, E35-ish. So it is still attainable, even though the Pure 800 does still make a little bit more top-end power that we're seeing right now. You can still get similar power numbers with meth injection, stock turbo with bolt-ons with an E50 blend.
Why don't we show them a little comparison data?
Your 93 octane Pure 800 tune that we did yesterday versus the E35 blend tune on Pure 800 today.
Yeah. So you guys can see, and we're working with pretty much identical heating situations. I mean, it's been very hot these past 2 days.
And hopefully this will smooth out a little bit once the car's been driven. The car has not even gotten off the dyno yet to do any driving for it to adapt, so we want that.
So as you guys can see on pump 510, on E30 560, pump 503 torque, E30 622 torque. Personally, I'm very, very, very happy with both of these maps. I think these are going to be perfect for the style of driving that I do and everything that I want out of this car with this setup. I won't have this setup for very long, to be honest with you, because we're jumping right into port injection, probably maybe even next week. We're going to see these change a little bit, but overall, these are really, really good numbers, and this is kind of what you can expect with this setup if you decide to go Pure 800 and you don't want to run meth on your Supra.